The Royal Motor Yacht Club Port Hacking is a hidden gem of the Shire, situated on the banks of the beautiful Port Hacking. It's a great place to catch up with friends, celebrate your birthday or any special occasion, and they always show the NRL live on the big screens. The RMYC Port Hacking, proud sponsors of this podcast and big supporters of the Cronulla Sharks. Check out their website, rmycph.com.au. They've got a Facebook page, or you could go old school and call them on 02 9523 9300.
SharkCast! SharkCast! Fafita tries to crash his way over, he does! Fafita got the ball over the line!
And to all you people back in the Shire, turn your porch lights off because we're coming home with a trophy.
Hey there, welcome to SharkCast, part of podcast dedicated to the greatest sporting club in the history of the world, the mighty Cronulla Sharks. This short, sharp interview, TeamList Tuesday based episode is brought to you by Dyson Logistics, the Royal Motor Yacht Club in Port Hacking, and Jason Hawes at Cripps & Cripps Real Estate. My name is Sam Shinazzi, OG 2015, 11th season of podcasting, having an absolute trip doing so. All right, it is game week again. 2 home games coming up. Warriors this Saturday evening, 5:30 p.m. And then, of course, the greatest week in the history of weeks, the derby, home derby, Thursday week. But before we get there, Warriors this week, which is going to be a lot of fun, a very challenging game, and you can look forward to a few episodes furthermore after this one. But before we get to game day down at Shark Stadium, it's going to be an absolute cracker. Get a ticket while you can. Warriors fans like to travel. Not a bad time slot for Sharks fans either, so it should sell out, and you don't want to be one that misses out by being too late on a ticket. Special evening for the Brailey family, and we spoke with Blake, and that interview will come up shortly. He's playing his 150th NRL game. He debuted for Cronulla in round 1 2019 in Newcastle. He lost his debut game and his 50th game, but he won his 100th game 2 years ago against the Dragons. He's just the 22nd Shark to reach 150 games and the second hooker to do so. Dean Treaster is at 161. Michael Porter played 154 games, but definitely not all as hooker. Blake has played 115 games straight. It's a current NRL record, and only Luke Douglas has played more consecutive in recent memory, recent times. He played 146 straight for the Sharks. And he's having a great season, Blake. Most games he's very active, running, tackling a little bit less, but still making the second most tackles in the NRL. And a lot more creative this year. We've seen him kick, we've seen him set up tries, seen him run and engage the line. So he is having a really good season. Hopefully this week he has a man of the match performance against the Warriors in front of his family and friends. We also spoke to a returning Sione Katoa, and that's a really fun chat I had with him, very impromptu actually, like the last time we met as well. So he broke the news on SharkCast that he'd be back round 14, and we grabbed him in round 14. I believe it's the only interview he'll be doing this week. So if you want to hear from Sione Katoa, the incoming winger, the returning winger, who is primed, I can tell you that, stay tuned to this episode, and very shortly you'll hear from Sione Katoa. So that's what's going on down in Sharkland. We are excited to be back at home this week. We'll let you know about a Herringman Brewery meetup beforehand. Very casual, very low-key, but if we want to come and say hello to a few of the Sharkcasts, we should be in the house sometime after 3, but we'll confirm all that in future episodes and social media. Looking forward to the game. There is a Jersey Flegg game on before the NRL, so that is also a consideration for you to be at and to attend and to watch, because that team is high-flying and they're awesome. So we'll try and see some of that as well. Who knows what's going to happen, but it's going to be a great day Saturday. Can't wait to see the Sharks against the Warriors. Huge test. And let's get to the team news. And this is your team to play the Warriors, 5:30 on Saturday at Shark Stadium. The mighty Cronulla Sharks. Will Kennedy at fullback. The returning Sione Katoa. On the other wing, Mawini Haroti. Your centres are Jesse Ramian and KL Iro. Halves are Trindle and Hines. Your forward pack is AFB, Blake Brailey, Oregon Kafusi, Britton Nickera, a returning Teague Wilton, and Cam McInnes, lock and captain. Your immediate bench is Atkinson, Jesse Colquhoun, Sifa Talakai, and Braden Hamlin-Welly. Your extended bench is Billy Burns, Tuku Haitapua, Hohepa Puru, Jaden Beryl, and Nephi Puru. So there's your team. A returning Sione Katoa. Hiroti stays on a wing. Teague Wilton returns. Immediate bench of Atkinson, Colquhoun, Sifa Talakai, and BHU. Extended bench of Billy Burns, Tuku Haitapua, Hohepa Puru, Jaden Beryl, and Nephi Puru. So, a lot of positives there. Sione's going to be green, but as you hear in this upcoming interview, he's ready to rock, and he's got a lot of experience, especially with Jesse Ramian. So I feel like that's only a positive coming back. Teague Wilton will be itching to get out there and rip in, and I feel like that's what he's going to do. And Billy Burns becomes 18th man. So not a demotion, but just part of the process. Obviously there to replace Teague. Teague is back. Billy goes back to the extended bench, and we'll see what plays out from there. Coming up, you're going to hear from Blayke Brailey. You're going to hear from Sione Katoa, as well as all-in pressers with Addin Fonua-Blake and Blayke Brailey's all-in presser too. Thanks so much for everything. We will be in touch. Do not fear. Do not go anywhere. Do not change the dial. SharkCast Pod, up. Blayke Brailey, welcome back to the show. Big milestone this week, 150th NRL game. How does that feel?
Yeah, it's really proud moment for myself, my family. I still remember my first, and to be at 150 now, it's gone really quickly. I remember coming into first grade, you speak to the older heads, and Gal and Chad Towns used to say it goes quick, so I enjoy the moments, and they went wrong, so it's gone really quick.
Can you run us through your second game? Because I was looking at your stats, and you went from playing 15 minutes in the first game to playing 55 the second. Did your brother go down? What happened?
If I remember correctly, it might have been against Titans at home, and he got a head knock early on. If that's the game, I'm not too sure if it was, but different minutes changed pretty quickly, so it was good.
Now, in about 10, 15 games' time, you're going to be the most capped Sharks hooker of all time.
Yeah. Wow, I didn't know that, so that's pretty cool. Hopefully I can get there, so hopefully be, what did it say, 15, was it? Hopefully 15 wins too, so we'll see how we go.
I guess the whole family's here this weekend, as like most weekends. Is Jaden coming up?
Yep, he'll be coming. I think he plays on Thursday night, so everyone will be coming except my dog. I wish maybe we could bring dogs in the stadium, but it's not allowed. But everyone will be here, so it's going to be a great moment for not only myself, but my family too, so it's exciting.
Can I bring the mood down a little bit? Yep. What happened against the Roosters?
Oh, many things. We didn't go into the game. Training wasn't the right intensity, and different things could have factored in. We obviously maybe had the bye in sights. I'm not too sure, but there's a few things we also spoke about and touched on. So hopefully, come this week, we can right those wrongs and not put a performance like that out again.
Thank you for your time. Good luck on Saturday.
Thank you.
Thanks, Blayke. Sione Katoa, welcome back. Literally, because by the time this goes to air, we will know that you're playing. Correct?
Correct. My first game back from long injury. Very excited.
How do you feel? Aside from excitement, how do you feel?
I feel good.
You ready?
I'm ready. It's been a long time. Every game I missed, I've been burning every game I miss. I put that burn into my rehab, and I'm back early. 15 weeks. I'm ready.
Now, I don't know if you remember, but the other week you broke it exclusively on our podcast because I grabbed you and I said, when are you back? You said around 14. You were a man of your word.
Yes, I put a date from 6 weeks after my op. I said around 14 I'm going to be back, and I'm back.
We need you, man.
Yeah, I know the boys, they've always been asking when I'm back, but for me, I just wanted to get back on the field and just have fun again and enjoy it. Yeah.
Now there's some kicks coming your way. You ready?
Yes, I am ready. I'm going to catch every ball, and I'm going to run back with everything.
How's the shoulder?
Very good. Healed up very good. I put a lot of work into my rehab to look after it and make sure I'm ready. If I wasn't ready, I don't think I'll run out this weekend, but and I cross the lines. I got a job to do, and I'm ready.
Tell us about the YouTube channel.
Yes, Tongan Fisherman on YouTube. Went out yesterday and did a video. Had a lot of people recognize me when I'm going out fishing. They said, "Hey, aren't you from YouTube, the Tongan Fisherman?" So they don't realize me from footy anymore. So I get pretty happy when I see that, and yeah.
Well, I recognise you this week, though.
When I'm back on the field, yeah, back. Sione Katoa is back.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Football.
Boys that come up with. Also a lot of boys there that were developing while I was there. So I'll be taking the opportunity with both hands, and I'm just really excited to play against them.
You're a pretty passionate guy. Like, you're going to see, is it sort of going to flow into your footy, you reckon, a bit?
Nah, not really, man. I just like to let my actions do the talking. So like I said before, I'm going to put my best foot forward for the team on the weekend, and try and take control of the team.
Obviously, like Mitch Barnett's a big loss. The fish, the big move this summer was you coming in and getting fish. Like, what's it like coming up against him? And obviously, like, you've done that times as a Penrith, but
I've said it before. I think we both don't really engage in the chit chat. We sort of just let our actions do the talking, and knowing how he plays, he's going to obviously come out guns blazing, and I'm going to have to do the same. So I'm looking forward to the challenge. But I can't only focus on fishing. Aaron Clark's been doing an amazing job for him. Young Leka Halasima and Radney Okore, they've all been playing out of their skin. So we're going to have our hands full in the middle, and we're going to have to aim up, be ready.
Mate, obviously, as you mentioned, there's a whole team you got to beat, but how much is you versus James Fisher-Harris sort of a personal thing, man on man? Yeah,
look, man, these are the challenges you come up, I get up against each week. They got an alpha in every team, and you sort of try and match their energy every week. So, look, James has been playing out of his skin this year for them. He's a real leader for them, and I see myself as a bit of a leader for this team. But like I said, I've said it before, this team's got a lot of leaders in it. I know Cam McGuinness is licking his lips to get stuck into him. Same with Braden and Sif, and same with Oregon. So I feel like we're all going to go after their pack, and vice versa. I know that they're going to come out guns blazing too. So I think this weekend's going to be fire with fire.
Addin, when you first arrived, you said that you felt like a new kid at school coming to a new club. And now you're saying that you feel like a leader in the team. So how long's it taken to feel like you now belong?
Look, first couple of weeks, obviously trying to feel everything out, get used to everyone, But now the honeymoon phase is over. It's time for me to sort of step up and help lead the boys around alongside Cam and Nico and the rest of the spine. But I feel like I fit in well. I've earned the boys' trust. Like I said, the honeymoon phase is over, and it's time for me to start stepping up.
If you look at the stats, you're one of the best person leading the league in post-contact play. Like, how has the move to the Sharks sort of, helped unlock your best footy?
Look, man, I feel like, to be honest, wherever I go, I sort of slot in a bit easy. I'm a pretty easygoing guy. I feel like, once I get the trust of the team, I feel like I play a lot better, and I feel like that the pre-season that I had here, I felt I earned it a lot, and same with the boys. Everyone earned their spot, and we all could see that each other was earning our spot, not just giving it. So I feel like that's gone a long way to help me play my best footy.
Family was a big reason coming to Sydney and to coming to the Sharks. How has that sort of been, and how's that helped you on the field as well?
Definitely. Obviously being closer to not only my family but my wife's family back here in Sydney, it's definitely helped us a lot. Not being on our own, but in saying that, we loved our time in New Zealand. We made lifelong friends that we call family now. But nothing beats being closer to your immediate family.
Wearing that jersey on the weekend, is that a chance to honour the family?
100%. I feel like all the boys, all the Pacifico boys that have seen it, are really proud that their culture is on a jersey. I think it's been a few years in the making that Cronulla have gotten a Pacifico jersey up and running, but the full credit goes to all the people behind the scenes. I know that a lot of the ladies at the front office had a lot of input into it, and it looks terrific, and can't wait to get out there this weekend and bring it.
And you mentioned before how every team's got an outfit right now for the pack. Do you make it your mission to try and take him down a notch in your position now? This week, but yeah.
It's definitely in the back of my mind to go head to head with him. But I feel like a lot of teams have 2 or 3 in their team at the moment. You know, there's not one dominant sort of player in each team. But yeah, look, I'll be lying if I say it's not in the back of my mind always to try and get the best of their best prop.
Did you watch, like, is it a footage thing where you watch a lot of that first? Or as a prop, so when he's going to go hard? Really?
Yeah, I just know I've got to go hard in the middle. You know, I feel like I play my best is when I worry about myself and get myself right for each game. You know, I know a lot of players do like to study it, but you know, I just watch what the coaches put in front of us. But the rest of the week, I'm sort of focusing on myself and how I can get myself better and my team better.
Mick, can I ask about Warriors? Like, obviously, you spent a few years there and travel factor and whatnot. But I think they've only lost 1 game in Australia this year. They've had an incredible run over here. Like, how hard is that travel factor when you are at that club coming over every week or every second week and trying to get wins? And what they've done this year? Yeah, I guess it was pretty hard, but it's only hard if you use it as an excuse. You know, I feel like Warriors. Whilst you know it wasn't ideal coming back and forth every week. Sorry, like a lot of the times we seen it as a bonding time to bond, you know, opportunity. But look, they haven't used it as an excuse this year. You know, like you said, they've only lost 1 in Australia. So yeah, I feel like they're getting it right at the moment. Hopefully they don't get it right this weekend.
Addin, we're obviously into the state of origin. Do you have any regrets that you're sort of not involved in that? Because like
I've been asked this question a few times. That ship sailed for me a long time ago. You know, I made a decision, and you know, part of the decision is you know, can't play anymore. But yeah, look, I'd be lying if I was going to say I'm not jealous a bit. You know, obviously those games are you see it back and you watch it, and the build up for it and the excitement around it. You know, you'd love to be a part of it, but yeah, I'm happy now just representing Tonga and in the Cronulla Sharks.
What about though? They're talking about changing the eligibility rules. Would you like to think that might happen and you might be able to get an opportunity?
Yeah, if it happens, man. But I reckon they should just keep the rules the same. You know, a lot of people will get an opportunity that that weren't born here. It's better off, I reckon, they just leave the rules the same. Let the young kids that were born in Queensland and Australia Queensland and New South Wales represent Queensland and New South Wales.
Because you're ineligible because you played 1 test from New Zealand, aren't you?
Yeah.
I guess you had to wait up back then, but you're only a young bloke, weren't you?
Yeah. Oh, look, I was pretty young. You know, an opportunity presented itself. You know, probably if I had the right sort of mindset or people around me back then, it might have been a different story. But look, I have no regrets of my career and the way it's unfolded. Yeah, like I said before, I'm happy just representing the Sharks in Tonga now.
You played a City Country game at one station. Did you play something at one station that was in the Origin system?
Oh, I made the City Country, but they shut it down pretty quickly.
Yeah, there was some. I remember that being a story. That
they shut it down pretty quickly. But
because at that point there, you were still thinking maybe.
Yeah, well, I was trying to change back, but it was all good. Yeah. All good. It's in the past now, so yeah.
Mate, one last question. Luke Metcalf, you would have played a bit with him at the Warriors. What's he going to bring to the game on Saturday?
Yeah, he brings excitement to that team, you know, and he's a level head. He's been playing, out of his skin this year. I think he leads the Dally M. So, you know, the boys on the edge has got a lot of hard work on their hand. I'm trying to contain him, but you know, I'll back the boys to get their job done, and
Adds one more, sorry, just this weapon here, he just doesn't miss games.
Yeah.
Like as far as durability in the middle, making all those tackles, and the consistency of him, quite incredible.
Yeah, the hard work that he doesn't get lost on us big boys. You know, he always puts his head in there first to make the first contact on all of those big boys, and you know, he's always got his hand up to do all the little dirty work, you know, like the kick pressures and lead the kick chase. So, and he's knocking on the door, hopefully, you know, for a selection in rep soon. But you know, hear me say, humble, he doesn't care. He'll just keep working hard until he gets his time. So, yeah, I'm really enjoying playing alongside him, and it's his 150th this week. So, hopefully, we can get the job done for him.
What have you identified in the mate? Like, what do you reckon is the biggest difference between the Warriors of this year as opposed to maybe?
Well, they've always been a good side. Obviously, had great young talent. They've been obviously really powerful, and with Sean going down, Luke Metcalf's really stepped up. So I think they're playing really well, and it's going to be a great fixture on the weekend, and hopefully we can bring our best.
Luke is a guy you know pretty well from his time here. Like, have you When you see what he's done this year, like he's leading Dalian, do you look at that and go, I always knew that was something Luke was capable of, or has he kind of almost exceeded?
Yeah, definitely. He's I could obviously tell by training he was great in attack, and he obviously shown that the last few games. He's playing really well, and obviously got the great balance of his running game and his control at the moment, and he's been leading them around the park, and it's working well for him.
What happened against the Roosters, Blake? It was a real outlier as far as Sharks performances go.
Yeah, it wasn't our style of footy. We didn't defend well. We give away cheap penalties and cheap ball, and if you give sides like that a sniff, they can really make you pay. And the Roosters did. Tedesco had an outstanding game. He ran around us, and hopefully we can right those wrongs and not put out a performance like that again.
Is it a one-off, do you think?
Yeah, I hope so. Hopefully it's not a compounding thing. We've had the bye to really reflect on it and look at areas we can improve on, and I know for us that's not our standard, and we don't want to be putting out performance like that again.
Congratulations for you this weekend. It's World Cup and the Iron Man in the NRL. Like, what are you doing away from the field that allows you to keep going together?
Yeah, it's obviously been a good streak going at the moment. I've got a pretty calm, cruisy lifestyle outside, so maybe that helps, but I've got some middles next to me who take a bit of the brunt, so I think hooker's probably one of the safer positions where not in too many bad positions, so hopefully I can get the streak going.
Feel you're sort of playing your career where you're comfortable with the NRL and you can sort of take your game to another level now?
Yeah, I hope so. I'm always pushing every year to get better, one step further, and that's in my attack or defence. So I'm always working on that, always talking to Fitzy how I can improve, and hopefully I'm taking the right steps towards that.
Hey guys, just go back to Luke, right? So to take back to the Warriors, a guy like him, because he was so unlucky with injuries for a long time, like, is he someone that you look at and you kind of, you don't want to go well this weekend, but you're kind of relieved for him to see that's come together?
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, injuries are part of the game, and my brother's had many of them too. So, I've seen how he's, coped with that, and the ups and downs of NRL, and it's great to see him, really relish in that role, and he's leading around that side nicely, and hopefully play as well, but not too well against us. Yeah.
Are you guys? Is the guy you're in contact with still?
No, I'll speak to him after the game, but he's playing really well, and I'm sure if we go in the field, it might be a smile or a few back and forth, but all around he's a good fella and he's playing really well.
Blake, did you originally have a goal of how many first grade games you actually wanted to play when you were a kid? You wanted to write down. I know you probably would have said, one first grade game.
Yeah.
But did you have a goal of 50 would be a good career, 100 would be?
Yeah, I didn't really have a side or a goal in mind. Obviously playing one was great, but over the years I've made milestones for myself, and I've goals of where I want to get to, and obviously being a local junior, I'll play as many as I can here, and if you walk into the hub here, they got all the accolades and all the scores and numbers up there, so I want to be up there as well, and I'll keep working hard towards to get that.
How long do you think you've got left in you?
10 years, I'd say. I might speak to Moons, maybe get a 10-year contract, how we go, but my body's feeling really good. Obviously playing pretty consistently, I feel like, so this is the club I was brought into, and they've shown a lot of faith in me, and I want to play as long as I can.
Mate, you're only 26, aren't you? You could easily get 300 games. Is that something you'd like to think about? Or?
Probably haven't really thought about it, just because it's such a big
just
number.
Have a quick think about it now?
Yeah. Obviously,
we'll give you 20 seconds.
Yeah. I know.
Without wanting to jinx you or anything like that.
Yeah, well, that would be unbelievable to get there. Not many players get to reach 300, so I feel like I'm still young, still in good form. My body's feeling good, and I know Gal's got 348, so. So I might have to run him down somehow.
49.
Yeah, that'll be nice.
You mentioned the middles, the big fella Addin.
Yep.
What's he brought to this club?
Yeah, he's brought a lot of leadership. He's brought that alpha male in our side where if you need some hard running or a tough carry out of trouble, he's there to put his hand up. And I think not only on the field, off the field, he's brought so much. He's grabbing the young players, teaching them a few tricks, around the middle, and he's such a great player and a great person off the field too. So he's always laughing, he's joking around, he's lightens the mood a lot. So he's great to have at our side, and I really enjoy playing with him for sure.
He's a bit fired up for this weekend.
Yeah, he is. Obviously coming out to his old club, he's I'm sure he'll be putting his best foot forward, and I think we all need to as well. So it's going to take all of us to take down the Warriors.
Yeah, the relationship between dummy half and gun front row is key. We saw it with Ennis and Fafita.
Yep.
You got the back end of Fafita. Is that something that you are acutely aware of how Addin wants the ball?
Yeah, definitely. He was obviously such a threat towards the line and all up and down the field. So we always work in combinations, different plays where we can get him the ball. But we got obviously a lot of powerful middles as well. So, but yeah,
and
definitely.
are you still working that out, Blake? Like what?
Yeah, I've sort of, when he first came in, it was hard to sort of recognise when to give him the ball. You know how much time to take away. You don't want to make his job difficult, and probably early on I thought if I could just pass him the ball he could score out of nothing. So working different combinations, different tactics, and hopefully we can get him some more tries. That'd be nice.
Does it make a difference to you as because you have two front rows in your team who are genuine try scorers? Like Addin scores tries as Tommy hasn't. Does that actually make it a bit different for a hooker? No one that's there.
Yeah, it can be hard to find a trap sometimes, not to just pass the ball and expect him to score every time. And I think Addin individually is outstanding, but in our system and in the way we play, he's even better. So it's not about forcing anything. It's right place, right time, and hopefully we find more of those right moments.
SharkCast is supported by the best and most honest real estate agent in the Sutherland Shire, Jason Hawes from Cripps & Cripps Real Estate. He's an expert in the Caringbah region and has his eye all across the Shire. Lifelong Sharks fan and supporter of this podcast, if you're looking to buy or sell in the region, the person you need to be talking to is Jason Hawes from Cripps & Cripps Real Estate. Call him on 0410 417 450. That's 0410 417 450. Jason Hawes, Cripps & Cripps Real Estate.
Sharkies! Sharkies! Fafita tries to crash his way over, he does! Fafita got the ball over the line!
And to all you people back in the Shire, turn your porch lights off because we're coming home with a trophy.